Annette Oxley here for Tax Shack Tactical TV. We're here at Wattlespring, and I'm saying it correctly again. I'm not saying Wattle Springs. Wattlespring here out in Bronkhorstspruit, where we're going to have our Ladies Top Shot event on the 26th of August, which we can't wait for. So, and I'm here with Paul. Welcome, Paul.
Hi, Lynette. Hello, viewers. Yeah, so this is mostly just about being out here on the range and showing the, we've addressed lots of different communities in South Africa, and this is getting to grips with the Women's Agricultural Union. I just want to say something right in the beginning, if you don't mind. I know it's not on the agenda for today, but we only really heard about this morning. So on Tuesday, a decision with an order was handed down by the Constitutional Court. In the case of, I'm not going to tell you all the people that were involved in it because there was a hell of a lot, but it's about the Traditional and Khoisan Leadership Act 3 of 2019. Okay. So what happened was, so why it's important for us? We're not interested in that, but the reason. So what the Constitutional Court found in a unanimous verdict again, a unanimous verdict. Remember, those are important because there's no dissenting opinions. It's one way or the highway. So they considered something over the last couple of years, and this Traditional and Khoisan Leadership Act of 2019 was going to rearrange the whole land management system in South Africa. And a whole bunch of people took them on, and took on like the President and the Speaker of the National Assembly and the House of Traditional Leaders and all the provinces, etc., etc. And what they did is they challenged the Act on the basis that there wasn't proper public participation as is required by the Constitution. So that became a constitutional issue, so they got direct access to the Constitutional Court. And the court found in a unanimous verdict, and the judgment has been written by Leona Tron, and she writes very well, but the whole court signed on to it, no dissension. They found that because of the lack of public involvement and public hearings in the preparation of the Act, and because of the unreasonableness of it, it is declared that Parliament has failed to comply with its constitutional obligation to facilitate public involvement before passing this Act. The Act is, as a consequence, adopted in a manner that is inconsistent with the Constitution and is therefore declared invalid. Boom. Bye-bye. Traditional and Khoisan Land Act. It's gone. It's Leadership Act. So what this means is that the Parliament has 24 months to either reconstitute or redesign the entire Act or prepare an entirely new Act.
And then there has to have public participation.
But there has to be proper public participation, and that's the point. We've been talking for years about. So we're sitting with this, the spectre of this horrible Amendment Act.
Yeah.
There was no public participation process at all.
They tried to get all the organisations involved after
they'd already published the Act, the bill. They then said, we said to them, but who have you consulted? Where did this come from? And they said, no, we consulted internally. Internally is not public consultation.
It's not public consultation.
So this is now setting a standard for that. So that's why this is important. That's why we're talking about this here. Because that sets a standard. We've now got a unanimous Constitutional Court decision on what constitutes public participation. That's very important for us for the existing Firearms Control Act, which also doesn't pass muster, and now for this amendment bill that they're trying to squeeze through. If it doesn't include a proper process, a reasonable process of public participation, it is going to fall.
I think if I can remember something in the Ricky Mann papers,
Yes.
that it didn't pass the...
Exactly.
What do you call it? It didn't pass because it didn't have public participation. I can't get the right word.
It doesn't pass constitutional muster.
Okay.
It cannot be implemented. If it's implemented, it'll be invalid. And we have, now that there's existing a unanimous, particularly, I keep harping on unanimous, but for a good reason. Because unanimous means that none of the judges on the Constitutional Court had a problem with this.
which is
They
pretty
all
important.
signed on.
That's important.
So that's very important, because nobody can say, oh, but, you know, we thought this and that and the other. That's it. This is the end of the matter. It's unconstitutional. You cannot pass legislation in South Africa that doesn't have a reasonable process of public participation. End of story. So that gives us something to work on. So now I've referred this to our legal team, and we're busy
looking at it,
reading the judgment in detail, and we'll come out with a position on it, and we'll start writing letters.
Fantastic. That's good.
Yeah, well, we think it's very good.
Because I think there is some rumblings from Parliament again to try and push this through, as far as I can gather.
Yep.
In the background.
I saw this with Tuesday, I think it was, or when Tele came out with the latest crime stats, and again said, oh, but you know, it's because of the fire. Oh, dude, it's not because of the firearm owners.
We're still also waiting for the research that is being done in the background.
Yes.
I'm not going to mention names at this stage.
Correct.
But they are busy actually looking at how it actually influences stuff.
Yes.
Okay,
So,
sorry
yes.
guys, we're already a live show. We're just busy with the live show.
If you don't mind.
Just give us 5 minutes. No problem.
Don't worry.
Move the banner quickly.
Okay, just go ahead.
Welcome to live TV, guys.
Right, I've lost my thoughts there. So there's the research done on violent, on crime and murder rate versus actually owning firearms. It's going to be
Yes.
some very interesting research in the future.
Agree. Okay, so let's get back to the show.
Okay, so the rest of the stuff, the Top Shot, we've actually, I still can't totally give the surprise away, but we will get there. But it is worth the wait.
Yeah, it's well worth the
It's
wait.
well worth the
We've
wait.
got verbal confirmation of what's going to happen, but we're waiting for the contracts to be signed and stuff. It's
exciting.
It's exciting.
It's an absolutely fantastic venue. Top Shot is this.
Yeah,
is
we're out here at Wattlespring,
And that's where-
and this is where the Top Shot will be held on the 26th of August.
And some of our old sponsors has come through again. Busy finalising stuff, but absolutely thank you to everybody. If you still want to get involved, please contact us.
Yeah. So we've already got confirmation from Sun International that's coming on board again.
Big names.
And we've got and we're working on a prize for the sponsors.
Yeah.
By the way, sponsors, if you want to get in on this, it's going to be a doozy.
Yeah, very nice prize.
It's going to be in the 100,000 Rand category prize for sponsors.
So just actually want to mention Keshna.
Yes, she was here earlier.
She was here earlier. She's working on a project. I interviewed her last year for the 16 Days of Action. A very tragic story, but she's not lying down. She's got the fighting spirit. She runs a project. It started with Justice for Chad, which is her fiance that was killed 13th of October last year. She runs a project called Ribbons for Justice. I hope I got that right. Sorry if I didn't get that right. But please support her. She looks after victims of crime. And she fights for everybody's rights to have justice after crimes have been committed against them.
Unfortunately, in South Africa today, getting justice is if you can't privately take up the fight to get justice, you can't rely on the police to do it. The police are absolutely useless and helpless.
Yeah.
They're there to not even take statements. They won't even take your statement if you go in. They're there to give you a case number for your insurance.
But there's no insurance against a life being taken.
Exactly.
That's unfortunate. She says Chad is not just another statistic.
Yes.
He was the love of her life, and she lost him.
Correct.
Anyway,
so she's very much in chasing. That's her little corner of the world, and it's a very important corner. It's something we support her totally in.
Absolutely, and we have still some. We'll have our Fighting Spirit Award as well as the Top Shot. We've got about 12 entries this year, and we've got a really good panel. So if there's anybody else that you know that you would like to nominate, we still have a bit of time before we finalise it. I said to Charmaine we need to finalise it by the end of the month, so that we have about at least a month for the panel to actually look at the different nominations.
Correct.
Did you want to say anything else?
Guys, well, we're now less than 3 weeks away from the middle of winter.
And it's raining in Joburg.
Yeah, poured with rain the other night. Can you imagine? So we're getting to summer's 3 weeks away. The beginning of summer.
Paul is the ultimate optimist that ever. So
well, the days start becoming longer after the 21st. So that means more sunshine. Eventually we'll claw our way back to decent weather, so I don't have to wear 2 pairs of underpants anymore.
Sorry. So I just want to give a shout out. Please watch your backs. I think
guys,
crime has increased.
Crime is off the hook.
It is absolutely off the hook.
I've got a story that I could tell you, but I won't because it's not my story to tell. But one of our employees yesterday narrowly escaped a nasty armed hijacking, and only because she fought back.
Yeah.
We believe. Anyway, so but it's not my story to tell.
Anyway, okay. Cheers for now. See you next week.
Have a great weekend, guys.
Cheers then. Bye bye. Lynette Oxley here for Tax Shack Tactical TV. I'm here with Barbara now. She's from the Women Agricultural Union with Overvaal.
Yes.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
Tell me what is going on here today. It's really exciting.
We have just sort of launched our first clay pigeon shooting competition. For us, it's something very new. It's a fundraiser. We've got different projects that we hope to fund with the earnings of today. For example, we've got what we call in Afrikaans Hef 'n Kind Op project, which is a huge project that addresses various aspects of that. That includes sanitary wear, education, and upliftment. We are a women's organisation. We are not a welfare organisation, but we focus on the upliftment and education of women.
Absolutely fantastic. How long have you been around? It's a long time.
A long time. We were established in 1925.
Yeah.
Together with the ANC Women's League, we're the oldest women organisation or female organisation in South Africa. And at that stage, it was formed for the upliftment of women, and that is still our goal today.
And you also do then the children's programs, which
Yes,
is part of it, part of your upliftment program.
Exactly, because if you look after the women and you look after the children, then you at least may know that you make a difference in an environment. That's the place to start.
Absolutely. Any other things that you're planning for this year?
Well, we've got a conference that's coming up. We've just returned from ACWW conference in Malaysia. ACWW has got something like 10 million members all over the world, and we were more than 400 ladies that gathered in Malaysia, and it is all about upliftment of women.
And how do you go about upliftment? What is the programs that they're
They've
suggesting?
got different projects where people can apply for money, and then if that application is successful, they fund people. It can be anything from disaster relief to there's a big problem worldwide with medical services, especially for pregnant women, where there's so many women that die next to the roadside on their way to hospital or not having the facilities. So a lot of projects focus on arranging transport, making sure that there's the right medical attention for women. So, and also with COVID worldwide, there's been a problem since people were confined to the home. That led to a huge increase in abuse. Yes. So the programs also focus around that.
How many ladies do you have shooting here today, and how many teams, and how many? What do they shoot? How many shots are they shooting?
We've got 16 teams. They are shooting 10 shots at each of the stations, so 50 shots in total. And there's about 3 women teams that have entered, and most of them are inexperienced shots, but they're looking forward to the whole experience. But next year, we're going to go big. So we hope we'll see you all next year.
Absolutely, I'm sure that Girls on Fire will get involved in that. We just didn't have time this year.
Yes,
Things
no,
just
it
got
was
so
very
quickly.
short notice. We planned this whole thing in about 2 months.
Okay.
But we're so happy with what we got done.
Great, thank you very much, and I hope you have a successful day further.
Thank you, Lynette.
Thank you.
Thank you for your support. Thank you.
Pleasure.